Hey, what's up? This is Chosen. Happy Monday to you. We have got a crazy gift coming out from Plarium. We'll plug that in the calculator and let you know exactly how much that is worth. We've also got the Fragment Champion wrapping up pretty soon here that we're going to go over to make sure you are on pace for finishing that. And then we've got some different events like a guaranteed champion coming up very soon. So we will get you full context as we head into the week for Raid Shadow Legends. Let's get into it. Alrighty, so first of all, let's go ahead and pull up the Fragment event calendar right here. And we are going to be sitting on Monday, July 18th right here. So what you're going to want to be focusing on is making sure you are getting your classic arena takedown done. And then also the artifact enhancement fragments right here. And then the last fragments that we will get is 10 total between these two events. The Dungeon Divers and the Spider Tournament is going to be wrapping up the Fragment event calendar. So hopefully you are within 10 to 20 fragments right here and keeping pace with finishing the champion. But even if not, you want to make sure and stay close, because occasionally on rarely they do events to get fragments for some of these older champions. And right here you can see that I am at a 95, but I think I missed some along the way, so I had to do both summoning events, unfortunately. But we should have him finished very soon. And if you are finishing this guy, remember I did do a dedicated deep dive guide with the infographic and all of that on Walking Tomb Drang that I'll remember to link to over there if you want to check that out. Now, we are also going to be getting a guaranteed champion event by pulling Ancient Shards. This is hot off the press. We just found out about this like an hour or two ago behind the scenes in the content creator chat. And Ragash is going to be that new skinwalker that looks like a tiger, cat-like champion. And going to be Ancient Shards, 150 of them to get him as a champion. And this is going to be coinciding with the incentive of pulling shards during the CVC tournament that will be launching tomorrow. All of that is perfectly normal. We were expecting a guaranteed summoning for a champion, and we were also expecting a CVC this Tuesday, as we had an off week last week, and we get CVC every other Tuesday. Then for your quick refresher on Ragash, since he is very new, people aren't going to be very familiar with him. He's got a multi-hitter to increase defense on this champion for 2 turns, and he does scale with defense. Then he's got a bookable 3-turn cooldown, AoE decreased defense, and then also a chance to place a guaranteed stun if you are willing to book him. So you get a defense break and a stun with a very tanky defense scaling champion. Then he's also going to place strengthen and speed on all allies for 2 turns and place a perfect veil on himself. So that is a 4-turn cooldown. And then the passive at the start of each turn, place a perfect veil for 1 turn on the ally with the highest attack, and inflict 20% more damage against targets whose defense is lower than this champion's defense, which would be very common in a context like the arena or something like that, because he's going to be a defense scaling champion with a very solid 1443 base defense. Then he also has an aura of ally defense in 30 battles, or 30% in all battles. So all in all, he's really solid. He's kind of like a good champion for a tier list, because just generally useful. He's going to be pretty tanky. He's going to do a decent amount of damage, multi-hitter. He can buff himself with increased defense. He can buff the whole team with strengthen and speed, and different veils being targeted on the right person. That's a little bit more squishy. He's got really good base stats with the 102 base speed, the 60 between resistance and accuracy. And yeah, there's really nothing to say other than he is very solid. So I think for anybody who is early game, mid game, anybody who hasn't finished Skinwalker's Faction Wars, I know Skinwalkers are one of those factions that were lagging behind a little bit in terms of some attention in terms of champions being given to them. So Ragash is definitely a pretty solid champion for a lot of accounts out there, and if you've got the resources to go after it during CVC, not a bad choice to add this guy to your roster for all the general utility that he's going to bring. And we are also going to be getting a few different summer splash events, and we will get this Kale skin up for grabs if you're able to finish highly ranked in some of these different tournaments. You can see there is an Ice Golem tournament live right now where you can only use epic champions, and then there's going to be a Spider tournament starting here in a few days on the 25th, and then into August we'll have a Rares only Dragon tournament, then a Corrupted only Fire Knight tournament. And in these different leaderboards you can see how it is. The first place will get the skin, second place will get 50 fragments, and then third place will get 25, and that's exactly how we see the Ice Golem one broken down right up there. So some events centered around this Kale skin right here, and I'm okay with this. I think it's a pretty cool way to spice up some of these events and give an extra prize for those people that are really going hard in the paint to spend some resources to get highly ranked in these tournaments. So make sure and keep an eye on that here for the next couple weeks in the specialized Summer Splash events where you have to use certain champions, and I'll try to crank out guides to go over the best champions to use in these different scenarios. And if you want to see the rest of the stuff articulated in game, obviously the artwork here for the different fragment champion stuff is going to be the classic arena ending today. Like I mentioned a little bit earlier in the video, to make sure you are focusing on and getting those points to get the guaranteed fragments on the right side. That is a focus for today. And then tomorrow you'll be having the Spider Tournament, which is one of the last things launching for the Walking Tomb Drang event. And then also there's going to be a Dungeon Divers event, kind of double dipping with that will be launching tomorrow. So you're going to have those 10 fragments that are up for grabs to finish up Walking Tomb Drang here in the next day or two. And now we can pull up the offer sheet. And by the way, work has officially begun with my good friend Smiley behind the scenes, trying to get like a offer calculator 2.0 updated 2022 version that we're going to try to make nice and fancy and get things really up to date as best we can. So work has begun on that. And so we've got a Summer Splash gift. Now I think this is one of the best gifts they've ever given out. Let me go ahead and plug this in. We've got full energy of 10, and then we're going to get each refill. Let's go arena refills, let's call that 20 right there. And then the 50 times 10 is going to be 500 multi-battles, which I'm not able to kind of put that in, but I would say, because everybody values the multi-battles a little bit differently, we'll try to add that to the calculator maybe as like an average value, but we'll have to see on that. So 500 multi-battles is, you know, if you consider that worth a few dollars, you're looking at like a fair value of about 15. And then something I would purchase for about 12 or 13. I'm usually a little bit picky on the offers I like to go after. So in terms of a free login gift, just as a Summer Splash present, really solid. And something that's kind of funny about some of these things that we didn't used to appreciate from Plarium is like, now that I play Diablo Immortal, like the gifts that they give out are worth like, you know, 5 cents. They would never give out, you know, 6 or 7 legendary crests or something that's worth $12 to $15. So definitely a pretty solid gift just for logging into the game and getting a bunch of different res. Then as far as other offers, we kind of know the drill on some of this stuff. This great deal mix pack is like a 1.7 or 8. I've plugged it in hundreds of times. It's not really a recommend from me. The faction accessories, no. And then this pack string is about a 1.8 in terms of acquiring energy. So as far as the different offers in the shop, not really a whole lot to take note of besides the gift that I would really be excited to recommend to you. So alrighty, have a great rest of your Monday, and if you're going to be pulling shards during CVC for Ragash tomorrow, good luck, and I might go live or something and pull for this guy. I think he's kind of fun to have. Definitely one of the better Skinwalker champions, and could be a pretty solid utility champion to have, and I would probably put him in my Skinwalkers team for sure. So yeah, that will do it for this one, and have a great rest of your week. As always, thanks for watching. Have a good rest of your day. Peace.